video is going to be a first impressions on some products that I got at ULTA. Most of these are eye products, which I kind of realized after I had done the look. So I kind of cut out what I didn't do that was involving new products that I got. So you're going to see this, basically this entire eye look and new brows and lips, and you're just going to kind of see like my first impressions on them and what I think of them as I'm first using them for the first time, which in my opinion is really fun to see when people do that. So I hope you enjoy when I do it. There's a good mix of drugstore and high-end here, and I'll also give my mini reviews obviously as I'm using the products. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. So I'm starting off with the Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rosewater, and I'm just going to spray this all over my face to sort of prime it. And right off the bat, it smells really good. It's really refreshing. I like the rose scent, and I'm just gonna leave it on my face for a little bit to kind of see how it leaves my face feeling, like whether it feels like it's gonna be a good base for my makeup or not, and so we will see. I'm gonna start off with my brows, which I always do, and I'm gonna use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, which is just like Anastasia's Brow Wiz, but it's, you know, cheaper, and it's NYX brand, and I'm using the black one. And I'm just gonna use this to start feathering in on the inner corner, sort of natural strokes. I'm also going to draw the bottom line of my brow, and I'm just going to pretty much initially shape them right now. It feels like the formula is pretty much the same as the Anastasia one. This one is a little bit blacker though, which I do like. It's mixing with the facial spray I use though, which I don't like because that kind of makes the product move into places that I don't want it to move. And then I'm just going to go to the other side and use the spoolie to kind of disperse the product. The spoolie did wipe a lot of it away, but I'm just gonna blame that on the fact that I used the facial spray first, and it might have kind of made too slick of a base for this particular product to go on well. But now that I have the basic shape of my brow mapped out, I'm gonna go in with another new product I bought for the brows, which is the Stila Stay All Day Brow Gel, and this one's also black. And this comes in like a little tube, and I'm just gonna squeeze some onto the back of my hand. This is one of those situations where I'm scared that it's just gonna squirt out. You have to kind of try to squeeze that out. And I'm gonna take a new brush I got from IT Cosmetics, IT brushes for ULTA, and I'm gonna take this dual-ended smudger liner brush, and I'm gonna take the liner side, and I'm just going to flatten it and make it like really small, and make the surface area of the tip of the brush a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna dip it into the product. This definitely feels smoother than the NYX brow gel, because that one tends to clump a little bit, but maybe it's just because I've had it for a long time, I'm not sure. And I'm just going to start to define those edges on the outer corners. Once there's less product, I'll bring it inwards and then use the brush to kind of brush it upwards. The only issue I'm having right now is kind of the same issue I had with the pencil, is that it's kind of moving with the facial spray I used, but that just means you have to use kind of smaller and more careful movements if you made that mistake of not letting it sit and set for long enough. What I do like about this brush is that I'm able to make pretty natural looking movements with the product. I'm going to make a couple little hair strokes right in the inner corner. And now I'm just gonna let that set for a minute while I do the other one, and then we'll see if the product disperses a little bit better with a spoolie. Overall, I do like it. I'm gonna try and take a spoolie and just blend the product around a little bit without messing it up. And now that it's set for a while, I think that this is looking really good. So I just carved them out with concealer, and I used a little bit of mascara to darken the hairs, and overall I'm pretty happy with the result. It all kind of depends on like the long wear and things like that, if it smears easily, so we'll see on that. Also, the facial spray does feel really good on my skin, and it feels like it's going to be a nice sticky base for makeup, so that is good. I've applied an eyeshadow base to my eyes, so I'm going to go in with a new palette. It's the Artist Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is actually my first palette from Anastasia. I have a couple single eyeshadows, but this is my first palette. So these are the shades, if you haven't seen them yet. I'm probably going to be palette hopping because I got a couple new palettes. I also got this Lorac Pro Matte palette, and I think I'm going to use both of these in conjunction with each other. I'm going to use a new brush I got from IT Cosmetics. This one is the Airbrush Shadow brush, and it's sort of paddle shaped, and I think it'll make a good sort of crease transition shade brush. So I'm going to start with the shade. I'm going to start with Pink Mauve from the Lorac Pro Matte palette, which is pretty much just a matte pink mauve color. So I'm going to start putting this into my crease. Right off the bat, it has kind of the same pigment and quality of Lorac shadows. I have a ton of Lorac palettes. I love their eyeshadows. They have like super awesome color payoff, and they're just really good. I like how creamy they are. I should have set my eyeshadow base with a skin tone eyeshadow first. I'm going to do that on the other eye. That would have just made this a little bit easier to place because I can feel this brush kind of picking up the concealer. But this is a really good crease brush. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm kind of opening my eye while I place it into my crease. That way it cuts my crease a little bit, but really it just gets that perfect crease shape. So I'm just placing it all up in there like that, which is this little guy. And I'm just gonna buff the edges of that a little bit. I am actually gonna take this color Bear from the Lorac palette, and I'm gonna kind of put that on the outer corners just to diffuse it a little bit more. It's basically a skin tone eyeshadow, so. Now we have that kind of nice diffused transition shade type thing. So I'm going to take another new brush I got this brush from Japanesque. It's a crease brush for the eye, and I'm just going to jump right in with I'm going to take Punch Fuchsia from the Anastasia palette, which is like literally a fuchsia color with, I think it looks like it has a little bit of duochrome to it, and I'm just going to start putting that right below. Right off the bat, it's just giving like a nice purple hue to the eye by placing it in the crease and blending it in with that mauve color. And I really like this brush. I think it fits perfectly into the crease, especially when you're going in with your not transition shade, but your slightly darker shade. So I really am liking this brush so far. They were buy one, get one for Japanesque brushes. I did get another one. I got this one, which is like exactly the same as the MAC 217. And so I'm just gonna take this same fluffy brush and I'm gonna blend this around. I'm gonna take a little more Pink Mauve and I'm just gonna blend the edges of that again. And I'm just using really small and light circular motions here. Next, I'm gonna take this smaller end of the brush, the Anastasia brush, and I'm gonna dip it into Aubergine, which is like a really nice kind of shimmery eggplant color. And this is gonna go into my outer V. And I also think I want to kind of make this into a halo eyeshadow look, so I'm going to put a little bit of it on the inner corner of the eye as well. And I accidentally fucked it up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just going to wipe that away with my finger. Pretend it never happened. Is to make sure that on this inner portion, it comes up to the same part of the crease that the outer portion does, so they look even. And then blend them both in until the middle space. Each third of the eye is about the same distance. I'm gonna go back in with my Japanesque brush and I'm just gonna blend in the crease to diffuse Aubergine with the other colors we already have in there. I'm gonna take a little bit more Punch Fuchsia just to bring some of that lighter purple back. I'm gonna take Pink Mauve again. Okay, so next there's a color in the Anastasia palette that I'm really attracted to. It's Beigely, and it is literally like a really cool beige duochrome kind of like pewter color. And so I'm gonna grab a flat brush. I'm dipping it into Beigely, and I'm just gonna start packing this on the inner portion of the lid. Right away, the color payoff's really nice, and it looks really good in contrast with our purple shades. It does have like a nice kind of like, I don't even know. It has a nice coolness to it. Since I do have hooded lids, I like to bring it up a little bit past the crease so that you can actually tell that it's not just on my lid, it's actually between our two inner and outer corner kind of like dark spots. I'm gonna blend it side to side, and then I'm gonna come back in with my aubergine color and just re-deepen that outer corner and inner corner. So overall, I really am enjoying these eyeshadows. They all have really good blendability and color payoff. I would expect nothing less from either of these brands. The colors I used were aubergine right here, and then punch fuchsia right here, Beigely right here, and then pink mauve right here, and bear right here. So next I'm gonna move on to my eyeliner, NYX Matte liquid liner. I'm always looking for good liquid liners because so far the only one I really like is the NYC one. So I thought I'd try this one out. And so I'm gonna test how it tight lines first. So I'm just going to really tightly bring it along my lash line. Don't look bumpy at all so far, which is really nice. Along my lash line. And I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker as it reaches the outer corner. Nice wing. I kind of want to take it out at a more straight angle. I'm gonna take it out like there, and I'm gonna drag it in using just the tip. I'm gonna fill in the wing. Pretty much like a perfect eyeliner for me. I have no complaints. I'm going to do the other side and then see how matte it actually dried. I did have to layer on a little bit more once it dried just because it didn't look super opaque, but that once I did, now it's like really opaque. It did end up getting a little bigger, but overall I'm happy with it, and I do like it as much as the NYC one, which is great. I like it. Next, I got a new mascara from NYX. I got the Skinny Mascara, which is just like a super tiny little wand, and I really like smaller wands for mascara because I feel like I can get really close to the base of my lashes, so I wanted to try this guy, and so yeah. So I'm just going to use back and forth motions to really coat the lashes and add a lot of volume. And I really like that I'm able to get nice and close to my lash line. That's really nice, really nice. The only problem I'm finding right now is that I have to keep dipping back in for product because there's just not that much the little tiny wand picks up, but that's okay. Another thing is I'm not making them super long. So what I would do if I wasn't going to wear false lashes is I would take another more elongating mascara and use that one with it. So overall, it's just a black mascara. I think this paired with something else would be really good just for mascara, but I am going to apply falsies, so yeah. The new lashes I got are the Ardell 113s, which basically look like a longer version of Wispies. So I'm hoping they're going to look really nice. I trimmed the end. I'm using Duo Lash Glue, and I'm just going to apply these with my hands. And I just like to lay it. What I really like is that Ardell has like really comfortable and easy to apply bands. So I can literally just lay it down really close on the outer corner, and then I can place the inner corner using my tweezers. And I can just push on them a little bit. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, I applied the lashes and I like them. I think they're cute. My concealer's done. I'm jumping back into my artist palette, and I'm gonna go right in with this end of the Anastasia brush, and I'm just gonna jump straight in with Aubergine, and I'm going to place it right where it would meet Aubergine on the upper part of the lid, and same thing on the inner corner. The important thing is to keep it nice and close to the lash line, and that's just going to make this sort of halo effect look like it's going all the way around, and you want it to kind of meet the crease on the bottom of your eye as well. I'm going to go in with Punch Fuchsia just like I did on top, and I'm going to buff at that a little bit. And I'm also going to bring in a little bit of Bear. I'm just going to skip the pink mauve color. I don't think it's necessary down here. A little bit more of Aubergine just to cover up just to bring the depth back, I guess. And I'm gonna grab my flat brush again, and I'm just gonna use the tip to start placing Beigely between the two, just like I did on top. If you covered a little bit of Aubergine, just bring it back in. I don't even need any additional product on the brush. And so like I said, with the upper part of the eye, pigmentation's great, blendability is phenomenal, and yeah, I really like how this is turning out so far. So I'm gonna put some black pencil in my waterline, and I'll see you in a second. So I'm using the NYX Skinny Mascara on my bottom lash line, and it works so well because it's so small. I can just get really close when normally it's hard to get so close on the bottom lashes, but it's working really well. And so this is the finished eye. Foundation really quick. I didn't actually get any new foundation, so I'm just gonna do that off camera. So I kind of, like, I did my foundation and my contour, and I kind of realized that I pretty much only got new eye products, which is okay. I did get this NYX Avant Pop palette, and I'm gonna use this white shade for my highlight because it's just, you know, it's white and my skin is white, and so yeah. So I'm just gonna pretty much douse my cheekbones with this as I normally would. And so I'm pretty much just placing it and then blending it a lot, using circular motions and kind of patting in the excess. So I'm always down for like a new white highlight that doesn't have a lot of glitter in it, and this is perfect. It's just like your basic satiny shimmer eyeshadow. And so I'm gonna place this all throughout my T-zone, and then I'm gonna take a smaller brush. I'm gonna use a new brush I got from Eco Tools. It's a concealer brush, but I think it'll be good for like smaller highlighting. And I'm gonna place this just on the tip of my nose, and then I'm gonna put it on the edges of my Cupid's bow as well. And this brush kind of comes to a point, which is really nice for this particular thing. And I think this is going to be its main purpose, you know, highlight on fleek. So lastly, I got a new lip liner from NYX. So I got this color Nude Beige, and I'm hoping that when it goes on my lips, it's like that really popular grayish color so that I can use it as a lip liner with my grayish lipsticks. And I'm gonna overdraw the top, obviously. So far it has the normal quality of the NYX Slim Lip Pencils that I really like, which is it's pigmented, it goes on smooth without being choppy on my lips, so that I really like. And so I'm going to use my, this is not a new product for me, I'm just going to use it to see how this lip liner matches it. It's the LA Splash liquid lipstick in OG Ghoulish, which is just a crazy grayish color. Okay, so the reason that I like to get lip liners that match my liquid lipsticks is because when I overdraw my lips, I find that it's a lot easier to create the outline with the lip liner first, which is why I wanted a matching one for this. And overall this one's okay, but the thing with this color OG Ghoulish is that it's LA Splash's more gray version of Ghoulish. So this one would match regular Ghoulish better because it has a little bit more of beige and this has a little bit more of gray. But overall, it still made a good outline for the lipstick, and I will be using it more in the future. That's the whole look. Overall, I'm really happy with the products I got. The liquid liner was really good. That mascara was really dope, especially for the bottom lashes. These lashes by Ardell are really pretty. I liked the micro brow pencil from NYX. It was pretty much the same product as Anastasia's Brow Wiz. I liked the brow gel from Stila, but I probably won't repurchase it just because I think the black brow gel from NYX is just as good. And then the two palettes I used were bomb. I would expect, like I said, nothing less from both of these companies to produce such really good quality pigmented blendable eyeshadows, so that I'm really happy with. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!